I said it last time. This is one of the coolest driveways. I'll say in Southern Nevada. I said Boulder City before. I would say in Southern Nevada. There he is, Pontiac Ed, and the latest addition to his collection. This is a 1972. Let's go check it out here. 1972 Pontiac Formula 400 Ed. You know I love your driveway. I love your driveway, and this is incredible. History and rarity to this Pontiac, and Pontiac Ed is gonna break it all down. Oh, it's got some character too. This is gonna be another great episode of Cars, Shops, and Collections. Well, officially welcome to Cars, Shops, and Collections. My name is JC, and if you're new to the show, every week I put the spotlight on really cool cars, the people behind them. We have some 200 plus episodes. We've been doing the show for 4 years. We haven't missed a week. They drop like almost every Sunday is when we drop on Sunday mornings. This is Pontiac Ed, my buddy. It is so good to see you.
You too.
We were here just a couple weeks ago to put the spotlight on your collection of Pontiacs. A couple questions though for you that popped up. In the last episode, you said you've owned over 400 some Pontiacs.
Probably total, yeah, over the years.
People want to know, what does Pontiac Ed do that affords him the lifestyle to have over 400 some Pontiacs?
Well, I mean, I started when I was 13, and I had 2 cars when I was 13. I couldn't drive them, but I had them.
Yeah.
But I just keep playing with them, flipping them, buying and selling them. Sometimes keep them, sometimes I don't. I mean, then I got a full-time job, so
Yeah.
it's a hobby. I mean, at one point it was a business, but then I turned it into a hobby so I can just play with the cars instead of having to sell them if I don't want to.
Okay, it's a passion.
It's a passion. Well, it's definitely been a passion and an expensive one at that.
Do you work on all the cars here on your property?
Most of the time, yeah, I do some of the work myself, yeah.
Now, this Formula 400, 1972, when did you originally, first time buy this car?
I bought it a little over 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
It came from Kingman, Arizona. A buddy of mine had bought it out of Kingman. He drove it to his house in Southern Highlands, and then I bought it off of him and brought it home, and then my buddy out in Illinois wanted it. So I just sold it to him, and it's been sitting at his house for 6 years. And so I asked him if I could buy it back, and I bought it back.
So you had this car, sold it, gone for 6 years, now it's back in Las Vegas. Yeah. I saw the photos you had posted on Facebook. It looked like, did he have it sitting out like in a field or in a garage? It looked a little dirty.
He had it in a tent.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it was covered up in a tent because he had like 2 cars in a tent, and yeah, he lives out in kind of a farm area.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot
Rural
of
area
dust
out
and
there.
dirt. Yeah.
1972, let's paint the picture. The number one, or the big movie in 72, was The Godfather, which I think is fitting because we have the Godfather of Pontiacs, Pontiac Ed, with us. He's the Pon Father. I don't know. You know so much about Pontiacs. Don McLean's American Pie was the number one song at the time. Remember Pong?
Yeah.
Pong came out in 72.
Okay.
But in my opinion, what makes this so rare, 72, there was that big GM strike, right?
Right. Yep.
So, I mean, some 50,000 Firebirds were made in 71, and like half that number was made in 72.
Basically, yeah.
So to me, this makes this kind of a rare car to have, no?
The 72s in general, yeah, they're just low production for Camaros, Firebirds, and Novas.
And then the Formula, I was doing some research before, rough numbers, about 5,000 were made. Of those 4,000 automatics?
4,200 were automatics.
4,200. Yeah. So this is one of 4,200. The color.
It's originally a silver car.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, yeah. The dark green, somebody painted it, I'm guessing back in the 90s, just looking at the tweed interior.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
Because that's not factory.
No.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this car in the Grant steering wheel, or whatever steering wheel's on there, aftermarket steering wheel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was kind of done in the 90s, so.
But the tack on the hood, I just now noticed there's a tack on the hood.
Yeah, that was added. These cars did not come with a tack.
It did, so that was what, dealership added, or?
Someone could have added it over the years, yeah. It's because there's no tack inside the car, because Formula's, a tack was an option.
What's the difference then? Break it down first. We know the Trans Am, Formula and then Trans Am. What's the main difference between the two?
Basically, the Formula will have the dual scooped hood, and you can get it with or without ram air.
Which we see down here.
Yeah, the scoops will be cut out if it has ram air. And then this car has the wraparound chin spoilers and the quarter spoilers. The ground effects, basically, is what they call them for a Trans Am.
Okay.
But essentially, basically, it was a 400 in 72, which in 72, Trans Am was a 455.
That's the real rarity, to find a 72 455.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could get a 455 in the Formula. This is just a 400 car. You could actually get all the way down to a 352 barrel in a Formula.
Oh, you could?
Yeah.
Can we open it up and see
Sure,
inside?
go ahead. Yeah.
I noticed the wood grain dash.
Formulas all had wood grain dashes.
Formula did.
Yeah.
So you get in the Trans Am where you get that.
Machine bezel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of this interior, obviously you're saying the seats have been changed out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It is very nice.
I mean, the center console has got the 90s cup holders.
Can I sit in?
Yeah.
So this was in 1972?
No, they did not have none of that.
AC?
Yeah, it's an AC car originally. Does not have AC now, but it is an AC car.
Aftermarket radio, obviously. The wheels, you changed them out? This is brand new.
Yeah, these came from a friend of mine's Trans Am, and he didn't want them anymore, so I traded him a set of rally wheels for him and put them on here because honeycombs were an option on this car.
Okay.
This car's a rally wheel car, but honeycombs were an option. And I wanted to drive it, so I had to put some newer wheels and tires on it because the ones that were on it were all dry rotted.
I saw the pictures.
The old center lines. Yeah.
I wanted to spin around too. This is your 1978 Pontiac Trans Am that we featured. If you go back like 2 episodes, we did a full breakdown of this. This is a Dave Hall build?
It wasn't a build. It just came from Dave Hall originally.
Restore a muscle car is Dave Hall. That's awesome. Dave is the king of Trans Ams.
Oh, he is.
I mean,
he really is. Yeah.
His work in his shop is just
It's beautiful.
absolutely incredible. He's got a YouTube. Dave, if you're watching this, I know Dave's a big supporter of the show. You need to post more videos. He does YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But he's like every once a month. We need to see more of Dave Hall. People love you and the work that you do in your cars up there. Can we sit under the hood?
Sure.
Last week, the crew from Coffee Walk was in town. Dennis Collins and all those guys. Yeah, so I was able to meet up with the guys from Coffee Walk, and I know we picked up a lot of Coffee Walk fans because of that episode. So if you're new to my show, thanks for watching. What do we got here?
Basically, it's the numbers matching 400.
Really?
Yeah, it is the numbers matching 400. It's got an Edelbrock carburetor, and of course the 90s chrome. You know, the chrome hinges, the chrome alternator, the chrome brake booster, the chrome master cylinder, the chrome overflow tank. It was the day of the chrome.
Right? Yeah, it really was.
What was the saying? If it don't go, chrome it. But this car has some pretty good power, so.
I do like the color. I think it's a cool looking color.
It is because you don't see green that often.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having a green car nowadays, I know back in the day, there were green cars everywhere. Everything was green.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's red, white, black, blue. You know, you don't see much green.
It pops. It pops when you pull up in your driveway. This grill, is that the original grill?
Yeah. 72 grills.
And that's a one-off in 72, the grill?
71 different grills, 72 different grills, 73 different nose.
I know we just talked about it, but I mean, seriously, and that's how I'm labeling this episode, is Pontiac rarity. Because to me, this truly is. Listen, the comments are free, so you can leave a comment. You won't be charged for leaving a comment. If you disagree with me, leave a comment, and we get our friendly discussion. But like I said, 72, the strike.
Yeah.
So they made half the amount of Firebirds from 71.
Right.
You just broke down the rarity, only 4,200 of these made.
Of these, and yeah.
You get the tack on there. I mean, in your opinion, is this a rare Firebird?
I mean, it's pretty rare because how many are left?
Yeah.
That's the question, how many are left? And this one is an automatic air, basically power steering, power brakes. That's kind of the options in rally wheels. That's the options on this car. There are not many options.
Yeah, I think it's anything from 72, just because the strike and everything else, I think is rare. Spoiler was part of the Formula package?
You could get it, yes.
Yeah.
You could get it without as well. Yeah. This is a later model spoiler because you'll notice how the tips come down past the body line. So on a 72, they will end up here.
Oh, look at that little nugget. So 72 factory, it ends here.
Yeah, it'll end a little higher. Yeah,
No kidding.
these are probably 75 on up.
Really?
Yeah.
So this either came with a spoiler that was removed, or they added the spoiler.
Or they
onto it.
just they didn't have a 72 spoiler when they restored the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's the same spoiler that's on the 78.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. Because the quarter panels are different on the 78.
But that's still, the 78 and 72 are still part of Gen 2?
Yeah, they're still Gen 2, but the 75 went to the big back window.
Okay.
And then 74 was the last year of the little back window. And that's what changed the quarter panels.
Ah, the window size.
That and, you know, the chrome back bumper, not having the urethane.
Got it. Oh, I see. Yep. Just need.
Yes, and that car did have chrome. There was a chrome molding up there, yeah.
It's cool. It's good stuff. Oh, can you start it up? Yeah. Come, we need to start it up. Can I shut the hood while we start it?
Go ahead.
1972 Pontiac Firebird. Formula 400, smooth.
After sitting all those years, it still runs good.
Right? You didn't have to do anything in the engine when you got it back?
I cleaned out the carburetor, put fresh gas in it, fuel filter, cleaned out the fuel lines.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
What's your plan with it?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I got it back and just don't have a plan with it right now.
I love it. I love Pontiac Ed. If you missed our first episode, that's a project under the tarp that he's working on. He's got projects behind the house that he's working on. I love coming out here, man.
Yeah, the Le Mans in the back. Oops, the Le Mans in the back is starting to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just actually pulled it around, or I put it in there, took the wheels and tires off it.
Since last time we were here?
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a look at this. That way people can see it, and then when it's all said and done, we have a comparison.
Yeah, right now I have no spark. So.
Convertible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is a 72 as well.
Okay.
And this is looser in blue.
Original color.
Original color.
Original white interior.
Original white interior, white top.
White,
yeah.
Original convertible top.
Yep.
That interior is in great condition too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's been repainted once, but other than that, it's basically original car.
What are you doing with this?
I just want to get it running and driving.
Yeah.
I'm going to obviously do the brakes. I'm working on getting the motor running right now to make sure it's good.
Okay.
Because once I get the motor running, then I'll probably pull it and regasket everything and clean it all up and redo the brakes and all that stuff. I want to get the car so I can be a cruiser.
Yeah. Where did you find this?
3 blocks from here.
And was it one owner, or do you know more of the backstory on it?
This car actually came from Illinois. The people were from Rockford, Illinois, which is close to where I'm from. And their brother passed away, and then the brother took over the car, and then I was chasing it for 2 years, and I finally was able to get it off of them.
But that's cool though. It's just down the street.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring it back to life, put it back on the road, and they can still see their car out there here in Boulder City, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. Because it belonged to their son who passed away.
Yeah. So keeping the car alive, which is really neat.
I mean, it's got GTO decals on it. It's not a GTO.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
72, you could not get a GTO convertible.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a Le Mans with the T41 front end, which was the Enduro nose.
So the GTO on this is just someone putting GTO.
Someone put
does not
stickers
exist.
on it a long time ago.
Doesn't exist.
Nope. Last GTO convertible you can get was 71.
Where's the Judge?
I sold that.
2 weeks ago, we had it right here. It was 1970 Pontiac Judge. It was gorgeous in the driveway, and you sold it.
Yep.
Here in town, or?
No, I went to New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Some guy just saw it and reached out?
A friend of Jeff's.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Politician from New York. Bought
Really?
it and had to transport it out. Yeah.
Who do you use for shipping?
It was his company.
Was it?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. Ed, man, dude, thank you so much. This is always fun coming to your house.
Yeah.
Always something going on. I saw this post and I sent Ed a text. I'm like, hey, can we come see the 72? You're like, oh, I want to do some stuff on it. I'm like, people like them dirty. People like seeing them dirty.
I couldn't do it dirty. I had to wash it.
You did some stuff to it. I can tell you, we cleaned it up a little bit. But that's cool to see here, so we can see when it's all said and done, do the before and after. This is awesome. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Subscribe, like, tag, the whole thing. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. And Ed, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you. If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.